let's shoot. Let's do this. All right. Doesn't burn really. Yeah. Hi there. I've got no idea if you're going to understand that. Pretty obvious for you to see, I guess. It's incredible windy here. I better make this quick. Oh no, a long camera can stand that amount of wind. Anyway, you may ask, yeah, where are you? Well, I'm in Wilhelmshaven. Wilhelmshaven, that is about 80 kilometers from Bremen, north of Bremen. So, that's a harbor city. I'm gonna tell you one or two things about that, but I better be quick today. So, well, you see, we don't have summer anymore. So, sun is still shining, but I think it was Joshua who once said, sun is still shining, but just showing us things. So, it doesn't warm us. So, alright, came here to talk about a certain tobacco. I wanted to talk about this tobacco for quite a while. And, yeah, I don't know, I was just waiting for a chance to do that. And so I thought, yeah, well, you're going to do that in Wilhelmshaven. So Wilhelmshaven, that's not really an old town. So Wilhelmshaven was founded in the middle of the 19th century. So that's actually pretty new. So before that there were some minor settlements and so on, but not really a town. So today Wilhelmshaven has about 75,000, 76,000 I think inhabitants or something. And before all the change going on with 1989 and before the world changed, so that was pretty much a city for the naval forces, for German naval forces, and for NATO forces. So yeah, many officers and soldiers. They lived here in Wilhelmshaven. So, and yeah, well, today with all the change and so on, things are not really easy for Wilhelmshaven, but there is a connection to Bremen because, yeah, well, in my last video I told you about the issues that Bremen is facing with the harbor and so on, and there is a cooperation between Bremen and Lower Saxony, and Wilhelmshaven is in Lower Saxony, and they're doing some projects here, so building a new harbor, really huge harbor parts. They invested 1 billion euros here, so there is a connection between Bremen and Wilhelmshaven. So, but that was not the reason why I thought, here, go to Wilhelmshaven. The reason is, I want to show you a baccy. So it's a G.L.Pease, and well, you know, I just love those G.L.Pease baccies, and it is the Navigator. The Navigator. So, and I thought, yeah, well, if you talk about Navigator, which is tobacco I really like, for several years now, and I know probably some of you, perhaps even most of you, know that tobacco, the Navigator, by G.L.Pease. So it's the same line, that's old London lime, the assisted tobacco, the sextant, and some guys say sextant is quite near to that. I'm not so sure about that, but I'm going to talk about the tobacco. So there's something that this tobacco and this shit there behind me that they have in common. And I thought, yeah, well, let's go and do the video there. Right now, I'm not sure that was really a good idea. So, it's so windy. Same on my last video. So you see, I got to get a new haircut. So I don't know, with all those corona things. Anyway, well, luckily I can't see myself on the camera properly, so just you have to see that. All right, I'm gonna tell you what these things have in common. But first of all, I'll tell you about the tobacco. So this tobacco, don't have my reading glasses with me. What is no? I don't know. So, alright. So Navigator, they say, for centuries, men of the sea have known the pleasures of fine Virginia tobaccos. Pressed and aged with a drop of rum. The addition of rich dark-fired Kentucky leaf brings a new dimension to the flavor and aroma of this timeless combination. Chart your course for a new world of enjoyment. Light a bowl and set sail with Navigator. Alright, that's what they say. So there we have it. That's Virginia, Kentucky, and a hint of rum. Hint of rum. So producer already tells us hint of rum doesn't mean you're gonna expect an aromatic. So if you're up for an aromatic, don't look at it that way. So that's not an aromatic. They say rum is just to underline the natural components of the tobacco and take the edges from the Kentucky. Yeah. Alright. So, sextant. So some guys say it's a sextant with a bit more rum. But sextant is a bit different. Sextant has Latakia and also Oriental leaf. So I think that's a difference. So it is a difference, to be clear on that. All right, yeah, as always, packed so nicely by G.L.Pease with these wrappers, and everything is nicely done. So look at the tobacco. I hope the wind doesn't eat it. Yeah, some parts already eaten by the wind. Yeah, as always, very nicely packed, and on this, some kind of this broken flake. This broken flake by G.L.Pease, those Virginias, I don't know, they have a certain texture. So if you rub them, be careful with that. So otherwise you get really small pieces. So don't rub it too much. So normally if you have those flake tobaccos, I used to rub them out pretty much, so I like them in a fine way, so burns pretty good and so on. Don't do this with these G.L.Pease broken flake tobaccos. They like to get short then. In all other ways, absolutely uncomplicated. So tobacco, the humidity is absolutely alright. The texture is nice. Perhaps you're gonna face some issues during the first light, but after that, everything is gonna be fine as long as you go slow on the tobacco. So if you go hot on this tobacco, the Virginia likes to get a bit sharp, even if you have a tobacco that has already some age on it. So I don't know. Well, this is quite fresh. So this tin was packed 2018. I got this from my good friend Doc Owen, you know, and so I made a little note on the tin. So show you a secret. So when I get those when I get a gift or something, I'll make a little note on the tin, so just in case, so I remember really. Yeah, Doc, thank you very much for that. So I really like the Navigator. I still have several tins down the cellar, and I'm gonna install them just to watch if they get better and better after 10 or 12 years. Well, I'm expecting that, so because it's a Virginia dominated tobacco. For myself, I think the Kentucky comes through. So, but some guys say, well, it's not enough Kentucky, but I think you're gonna feel the Kentucky and taste the tobacco, the Kentucky. So, that may be a tobacco. Let's say you go out in the evening in the Hotel Atlantic, which I could do. Hotel Atlantic, this is just, I don't know, a few hundred meters from here. I have a nice smoking lounge there, and in fact, sometimes guys and me, we're sitting there and watching here on the harbor side and watching the ship behind me, the destroyer. And pretty nice, and having cigars and pipes. And this in a round of cigar smokers. That's a proper smoke, so underlines the cigar notes. It has really some I don't know, some kind of cigar character to it with the Kentucky. Not all the Kentucky tobaccos do have that, but in this case I think it is like that. I have to shout it. I don't know how long my my voice even is proper. All right, let's continue that before the rain starts then and we get a thunderstorm or something. So that would be a shame. So all right, I said I'm gonna show you tobacco because this tobacco and the ship, they have something in common. Yeah, well, they're both made in America. So the ship behind me, and that's, I think many of my German folks, they don't even know that. So this ship behind me, that's some kind of, I don't want to say famous ship, but yeah, it's pretty well known. That's the Destroyer Murders. Destroyer Murders, and the Murders Destroyer, that was, I don't know, for several decades, that was probably the most capable and mightiest ship in the fleet, so in the German Navy. Yeah, and that was built in America, in Maine. I think Iron Bath Works, they did this. So that's a pretty traditional shipyard, and they build a lot of warships, and German government bought that, I think in 1969, 3 destroyers of this class, and they built another, I don't know, 26 I think of these destroyers, mainly for US Navy, and three other destroyers for the Australian Navy and Germany. So yeah, bought 3 of these destroyers, and they did their service pretty well. So in, I don't know, NATO actions and several combat training and all those missions, I don't know, in Mediterranean Sea, I think, and so on. So that ship was pretty well known, and was always, I don't know, kept on the best standard. So at the end with rocket launchers, missile launchers, and all the stuff you perhaps you're gonna need, just in case. Well, as we all know, that never happened. So at the end, I think it was in 2003 or something, the shipyard, they said, well, yeah, we're Germans, we know you like to have a look on your money, so, but you better buy a new one, so, because we can't do any spare parts for this old ship anymore, just for you. So we already built, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 new generations, and you're still sticking to the old thing. So all right, so they yeah, they had to be reasonable at last, and then it was, yeah, just went out of duty, out of service, and shortly after that, or a while after that, came here to Wilhelmshaven, and now is a museum ship. So you can visit that, and as far as I know, so I think that's an Adams class or something like that, F. Adams or something class, and I think it's the only ship, the only vessel of this class that is a museum ship today, and you can visit that. So in the US they tried to do that with another vessel, but it didn't work out. So Navy didn't want that. So alright, perhaps there's a chance to show you some pictures of that, or I don't know. So I'm going to try to enter that. Let's see if the museum is open. So yeah, that's the link between the Navigator and the destroyer behind me, the destroyer Murders here in Wilhelmshaven. So perhaps one day, if you got the chance, you come to Wilhelmshaven. It's a nice town. So some things to see here, an old bridge. So Wilhelmshaven, the name, I think I didn't talk about the name so far. The name that comes from the King of Prussia, Wilhelm. So he was the King of Prussia, and later on German Emperor. So, and he gave his name to the city where that was founded. Yeah, alright. So something else to say. So, you might give the Navigator tobacco a shot. Well, it's a G.L.Pease, and I just can always tell that G.L.Pease never lets me down. So be careful when you go too hard on that. There might be some issues on that. In all other cases, you're gonna be fine. Perhaps not tobacco for the breakfast, so it has some strength to it. Nick level is in medium range. I think perhaps a bit more than medium strength. Same when it comes to taste, and you won't face many issues on that, tongue bite or something. No, it's good tobacco. Alright guys, so I think we're gonna cut that. So I don't know, weather's changing. Well, dark clouds coming there, so I better hop off, try to get some nice pictures here from the destroyer Murders, and I hope you all are well. Christmas is not too far away, so in case you're waiting or planning on a Christmas tobacco video, was at Ronnie's shop today in the morning. First things for Christmas already arrived, so I'm just watching out for that. Just gather that all up as you used to see that in my videos. Alright guys, take care. Hope all of you are well. Be well, and perhaps see you again.
Alright guys, that's it here from Wilhelmshaven.